When I was a boy, I spent a lot of time with a pulp book in Maine. I used to quote the pulp book and send it off the mill. One of the old guys on the crew that I worked with, he told me a story about Joshua Chamberlain. And as a soldier, I've always kept this in mind, because when you think of Chamberlain, you think of Little Round Top. You think of him winning the Medal of Honor and turning the tide of the Civil War. But this old man, who probably had an 8th grade education, told me a story of his greatest courage. When Chamberlain, after he left office, he was still on record, I guess, as being a military governor of Maine, which is sort of like our adjutant general today. And a later election, the governor's term had expired and the new governor had been chosen. And so both parties, the Republicans, where James Blaine's house was, and the Democrats, both wanted to descend on the Capitol. But they called Brunswick and they had Joshua Chamberlain come to our Capitol. He threw everybody out of the building and he secured it. Both sides wanted to come down and get the ballot boxes because who doesn't want to be governor? Nobody wants to be governor right now, but back then it was a big deal. So he actually had to meet the crowd, the Republicans, coming across, and they were armed. Some, I guess the story goes, I don't know how much truth there is to it, but pitchforks and pistols. And he went out to meet them, alone. And that's an act of courage. It's one thing to face an armed man, if you've ever done that, that's that bad. But it's another to face your friends. And he gave them a speech about the process, about how the decision was going to be with the law court. They would decide who the governor of the state of Maine was going to be, and they'd have to kill him in order to change that outcome. And that was courage. But it was courage based on the fact he believed in the process. Now, I didn't rise to antagonize or chastise or even re-energize the intrigue and divisiveness that has appeared in the papers regarding the history of this particular bill. But I do like the process, and the members of the committee that this bill falls under have always done a really good job. They've worked the process. Now, I personally am in favor of revenue sharing, and I'm hoping that when the curtain of today's political theater is pulled, and we get a chance to kind of re-look at this before a final enactment, that it's worked again. But there is room for this bill. Our towns need revenue sharing. I believe in that, but I also believe in the process more important. And that's the lesson I came from that old man at the wood pile years ago, and I hope that means something to the rest of you. Thank you.
Chair recognizes